And we come now on the edge of the, it's high, hilly, and then now we're coming down on the, it's a downgrade all the way for about a half a mile.
I want to hear this story.
So, and all of a sudden, I say, man, we lost it. We lost it. We probably went away. So we came out of the trees, and in front of us about 1 o'clock. That thing was sitting out. Now it's orange.
So it went from 3 o'clock and went around.
To 1 o'clock.
And it was in front of
we're
you
still
now.
going straight east.
Huh.
All right.
So 1 o'clock it's over.
And
there.
it's how close now?
It's about, my estimate at that time was, because I know where the sewer ponds are. I said, it's sitting on top of the sewer ponds.
Right.
So I know it's about a mile off the road. Mile, no more than a mile and a mile and a quarter
Is it
off
still
the road.
hovering or is it
It
landing?
was sitting.
It is
Sitting, and it's stationary.
stationary
And
above
it's
the ponds.
and about the ponds, approximately 150 feet.
Okay, so it's still in the
See,
air.
I'm a surveyor.
Right.
So I can use that. You know, this is 15 degrees. Okay. So I said, okay, that's about 150 feet above the valley. And now it's bigger. It's about the size of this tent here at that distance. And I said, holy shit. As we were coming off of that, now we're going 75, and all of a sudden the car starts fading out. I said, step on it, we're now in the flat. We said, we can't go anymore. And we had a full tank of gas.
Then you
And
can stop.
Yeah, you did.
so anyway, so we first all of a sudden, the classic case of a UFO encounter, brand new Ford Ranchero, the lights started dimming. And then the instrument panel was going out, and we floated for at least 2 miles and it stopped. And there's nothing we can do. Dead.
No research.
And now we're going to Zuni. Zuni is about 2 miles away, and right angle, a mile off the road, 150 feet above, we stopped. They said, let's get the hell out of here. Now it's about 2 o'clock in the morning. Freezing, below freezing. I'd say about 10 degrees. And we didn't have any jackets or, we didn't plan on doing that.
All right.
Brand new car, So I said, let's get out of here. And let's start running. Well, we got out of the car. We locked the doors. We don't trust those damn Indians out there. So we started running, and it was cold. So while we were running, we were watching that thing.
Right.
And all of a sudden, a tube comes out of and it was green. Or it looked like it was green.
The tomb came out of what?
The tube.
Coming out of the saucer.
Right.
That was,
From the bottom of it?
From the bottom, it went straight down.
right.
And I said, holy shit, Larson, what the hell is that? Well, the
They're
lady
looking for
that Larson
plasma.
was with, well, she was pretty tough because she grew up in the country.
Right.
She was a ranch girl, so she wasn't too. And I said, holy shit, what the hell is that? I said, it's a flying saucer. And so we kept running, and it was cold. So there was these culverts that were about, I'd say about 36 inch, so that's 3 feet.
3 feet.
3 feet, and they're laying there. And they said, let's get in there, it's too damn cold.
Right.
So we called in there. And this is really funny. We pulled in the tumbleweeds.
Like they're going to be
like
insulation.
they're going to come over and the tumbleweeds are going to protect us,
Right.
Oh, shit. And this was really, I wasn't really scared. It was just cold. It was bitter cold. So we were in there for no more than 10 minutes.
Right.
I said, it's too damn cold. Let's get out. The village is still over there,
Uh-huh.
but now we're cold, we're shivering.
Right.
And he said, let's just get out on the highway. and if a car comes or a truck, whatever, we just go out in the middle of the road and just wave our hands, and he's got to stop.
Right.
And just as soon as we got on the road, we were standing there, and we saw a light coming. We're on top of the hill that we came in there, and it looked like a headlights of a car. So, oh shit, man, here comes one of them. And that thing, I mean, we were like in suspension, you know. And I said, when is it gonna get here? And it just kept, it was coming, but it was so slow. I said, what the hell's going on? Is that a truck or is that a car? I said, I don't know. And the thing was still over there.
Okay.
And now the tube is down into the, what I say, the serpents.
Right.
He was either sucking it up or doing something.
Got it.
I don't know what it was. But there's nothing else that was around it, just that saucer.
All right.
Sewer dump.
Huh?
Maybe. Yeah,
So-
where do we put our waste? Oh, here's a good place.
Yeah. So
They'll
there
never
it is.
know.
So here come the headlights down the same road that your car had died on.
Yeah, we waited and waited. Man, we were freezing. And so finally I said, I'll tell you what, if it's a car, we just jump into it.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we stop, we don't make any deal, we just jump into it. That's how desperate we
Yeah.
were. Well, they finally just stopped coming. Real slow. I estimated about no more than 5 miles per hour.
Got it.
Just like moving like this.
So not 75 miles an hour like a normal car.
No.
Okay.
And I said, what the hell? And so finally it just showed up. Without asking any questions, we jumped in, we opened the doors. Well, I was going to talk to the driver. And I opened the passenger door, and it was still moving. Like that.
So it never stopped.
Never stopped. We opened the doors because I said, we'll jump in
Right.
regardless of.
Right.
So it's slow enough that we both, Larson opened the back door, opened the front door, jumped in the front. Larson and his girlfriend jumped in the back seat.
Right.
The first thing that I noticed when I opened the door was that the whole thing was lighted because, you know, when you're excited, you really don't think about those things.
Right.
And when the car is coming here, it's lighting inside.
Right.
Well, you didn't think about it.
No.
So we opened the door, and the light is on. And the first thing I saw, remember the old cars had
Yeah.
these straps?
Yeah.
Yeah, sissy straps.
These were in the 30s, maybe in the 40s.
Right.
And I looked over and I grabbed it. For some odd reason, I grabbed it.
Right.
And we all jumped in there. And my brother and his girlfriend jumped in the back. Now, this is the funniest thing that I've ever seen. And they said, oh man, I'm glad you guys are on the road. And I looked at the driver, and he looked like the kid that used to live on the top of our mom's, the hill.
So somebody used to know.
We used to know, and I haven't seen him for 20 years maybe.
Okay.
And he said, hey, Gordon, I haven't seen you in a long time. His name was Gordon. We used to call him Kota in Zuni.
Uh-huh.
And in the back was this guy, his name was Lapel. And he was a veteran. He used to have gold teeth.
Uh-huh.
And the guy in the back had gold teeth.
Okay.
And
Like
he said,
Lapel.
hey, Lapel, I haven't seen you. And that guy was carrying $2. And they were about yay tall.
Two
The
dolls.
dolls were.
Dolls. Raggedy Ann and Raggedy Ann.
Sitting in the back seat.
He's in this back seat over there, and he's holding these $2. And
Okay.
it's kind of strange. I said, what did he do? I laughed. I said, what did he do with the Raggedy Ann and Raggedy Andy? And he didn't say anything. The guy at the driver didn't say anything. Now we're moving. And the next thing that I remember, I said, hey, this is a real fancy, what kind of car is this? The dashboard was not straight across like they did in the 30s. You know, now they had it straight across. And this one had little neon lights that were curved around there.
Huh.
Curved around there. They were green, red, amber.
Okay.
And they had these little things, little tiny little tubes, like what I thought was neon lights.
Right.
And I said, what kind of car is this? This is real fancy, and it's curved. What I thought was a steering wheel, I don't know what it was. This guy did not talk.
Was there a steering wheel?
Huh?
Was there a steering wheel?
Did he have his hands on anything?
He had his hands on something. But see, the light was like fading in, but all I could see was the lights.
Right.
And the second thing that I noticed was that I said, what kind of car is this? I don't hear an engine.
Silent.
Silent.
Could you hear the tires on the road?
There were no tires.
So you couldn't. So.
Because you could hear the
Right.
tires. Especially during the winter time, you know, when the tires are tough, you can hear the crunch, and you know, it's a bad pavement
Right.
anyway.
Right.
There's no, I couldn't hear it. And I said, holy shit.
No sound.
No sound.
Weird
These two
people.
guys are not talking, but now he kind of faded. And I kept trying to, and I was talking to him. He won't say anything. Well, we were talking, we go into the village. And he turned around, and there's a road that goes around there, and then the car wasn't even stopping at any of the stop signs. It just kept going. And then we finally turned at the Catholic church, and it went straight all the way across. And that, and our mom's house was there. The main road that we got off of over here, and the main road goes through the town, and our mom's house was right here on the side of the main road. So we said, we gotta get the hell out of here. And these guys aren't saying anything. Turn around there, ran every stop sign. There's 3 stop signs that we passed. And when we drove up to our mom's house, we opened the doors and we jumped out.
All three.
All 3 of us. Holy shit. And we were watching that. I said, they said, Larson, look at the head, the tail lights and the license. Look at the license plate, what is it? And it didn't even show anything. You know what, it was really strange. There's a 4-way intersection, 4-way stop. And of course there's nobody there Sunday night. All of a sudden we were watching it, and there was no headlights. And so what it did was, it went up this steep hill. All of a sudden it hit that hill, just disappeared. Because if it went up on the hill, what happens is that you go up on that hill, there's some houses over there. The reflection of the headlights always comes off of those.
Okay.
And there's nothing. I said, where is it going? Went up there, and all of a sudden we saw the red lights on what I thought were the tail lights. All of a sudden it just disappeared. I said, Larson, what happened? He said, it just disappeared.
Car disappeared.
Huh?
It just
The car
vanished?
disappeared.
Just vanished.
And I said, holy shit, we walked now, it's about 2:30.
He said, I'll never drink again.
My mom and dad, well, my dad's a real religious man that he has to take care of all the stuff before they go to bed. Now it's about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
They're still up.
What?
So, yeah, because it was ceremony.
Oh, right.
Ceremony.
Right. It was
We gotta go through
ceremony
rituals.
week. Right.
So we walked in
No
there
wonder.
just as soon as my dad had gotten due with his prayers and all that. We jumped in there and said, hey, Mom, Dad. He said, there's a flying saucer out there at the sun. And of course, Mom said, you guys have been drinking again, you know.
Uh-huh.
So I said, no, come on out. So my mom and dad are very, very religious, spiritual. What do you call it? Not suspicious, but you know, they're very
discerning.
Yeah. It's just. So I said, come on out. We sort of forced them out. Well, they said, we'll show you where the flying saucer is parked. It's on the sewer front. So we finally coaxed them to come out here. Took us about maybe 5-10 minutes. So we got out on the back porch or the back door, and when we walked out there, that damn thing was right above our house.
Wow.
No more than, maybe about, I'd say about, maybe less than 100 feet.
So your folks saw it, you saw it, Larson saw it.
Now here's the funny part. Our younger brother, he passed away about 7 years ago. He's a jock, motorcycle guy, you know. He's a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he broke every cross-country record in Oklahoma, going to the Indian school at Riverside, Oklahoma. Lawton?
Yeah.
Or Lawton, but yeah, it goes to Lawton. Well, he's a jock, and he's never scared of anything, you know. He's the youngest brother. So I said, what the hell are you guys doing? Will, come on over here, what's this thing? He said, what the hell you guys doing? He just woke up.
Mm-hmm.
He said, there's a flying saucer out there. Come on out there, look at it. I said, bullshit. He comes out there. He got out of bed. He said, come on over. He's out in the backyard. So we took our younger brother out, the jock, the muscle man, you know. He went out there, and he went over and looked at it. He said, holy shit. Ran back into his bedroom, put the covers over his head.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
Mom and Dad are very superstitious people.
Okay.
So they went back in the house. Well, my brother had, in the Navy, he brought back a pair of night vision, the old Navy night vision.
Yes.
So
Heard about those.
They're big about like that. They're off the ship. So we went out there and looked at them, and boom, right there. It was about this diameter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it had like a little bump on there.
Okay.
And there was, remember how the restroom windows are obscure?
Yes.
There was three things in there.
Looking
but
out
you
the
can't
windows.
make out, huh?
But three individuals, but vague.
Vague, because it's like a...
Like milk glass on them.
Opaque.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you could see them moving. And I said, holy shit, there's some aliens in there. well, you know, Mom and Dad said they didn't want to stop watching it more. Went back into the house, bad on, you know. Of course, all Indians do that. So we went back in there, and so, I mean, it was just, to them it was very traumatic, it was very dramatic, and
Scared them.
scared the shit out of both of them. My
Right.
mom, Dad. My dad is a very, very tough dude. He doesn't show
Good.
any emotion. You know, he was also in the army. He was in the army during the Second World. So anyway, he just goes over there. And so he didn't say anything. So we went. We were at the other side of the village where Mom's other house was. So we went back. We went over and dropped off. I mean, she dropped us off. And
Drag
no,
a
wait
chair
minute.
up,
My
don't be
car was
bashful.
so we went in my car.
So are we.
Everybody else
You got
got
the
the two
two
biggest
What happened
smokers
was
over
the next
here.
day,
Come on down.
next day, we went out there and took the car up.
Right? Nothing
About
wrong.
9 o'clock in the morning. Took the keys over there, jumped in there. And one thing that happened was that there was no more beer in there.
Oh, really? The beer was gone.
We took the
Even though they
It was
took your
locked.
beer, even if out of the
I
locked
didn't think they
vehicle.
liked
it was the
alcohol.
locked vehicle. Huh?
Depends on the
I didn't think
nation.
they liked alcohol. Oh, does?
Completely depends on the nation.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they were doing it as a, you know, whatever.
Trying to deter
But there
you?
was also, I left a, I can't remember if I also left in there. It's gone.
So they
And,
took some things out of the vehicle.
yeah, we took everything. But the doors were locked when we got there.
Huh.
But
That don't stop them.
Yeah.
I know.
So
If
it
they
makes,
can walk through walls,
Yeah, I
they
know.
can reach through glass.
Yeah, they can. Maybe
Yeah.
they threw them out or something. Anyway, what
Yeah, how
happened
do
was
they
that we jumped
dematerialize the
in there,
beer?
yeah,
turned the ignition on,
everything was normal.
nothing.
Wow.